What's up, and welcome to this part 2 of the series that I did on Nintex Office 365 turning 5. Yes, so if you've watched the first video, talked about workflow and all the features went from 2013 all the way to 2018 to present day. The features that I thought were more important or most important that you should definitely pay attention to, really cool. But I can't just do workflow only, gotta do forms, right? And why do I have to do forms? Well, because forms is a huge part of the puzzle. And so I wanted to definitely do an update on both workflow and forms so that you can get an idea of one, the big things that we've done within it over the last 5 years, but then also maybe you don't know. There's actually going through this. I went through the release notes, really interesting. And there was a couple of features I didn't even know we had. And that says a lot because I've done a lot with these products over the last 5 years, if not longer. And there are things that I didn't even know. So I hope that this is inspiring for you. I hope this is informative for you. And I hope that you get something out of this. And you go back and say, hey, I didn't know that. Now I know I'm going to go do. So with that being said, let's jump into it. 2013, like I did with the workflow. 2013, we dropped the app. Yes, that's right. The app was available inside of Nintex, inside of the workflow, or rather the Microsoft Store. So that was cool. 2013. 2014, one of the things that I wanted to highlight here, because I'm being slightly lame about it, but I think it's really cool and it's something that happens within most of the cloud products, we added the what's new page, and that has been helpful for me. I've seen other customers use it as well, and partners. It's been helpful because there are times when I didn't even realize a release happened and I opened it up because I was going to do something, and boom, right there in front of me, what's new, here it is in the link in the blog. So kudos to the product manager, for the tech evangelist, or whoever's been writing the blogs. Kudos to you all for that. Please keep that up. That's been a huge thing, and that's why I made it on my list of things that are important. Number 2 in 2014 that I would like to highlight here is, let's see, going through my list, I want to talk about, let's just talk about the Nintex Forms admin for site owners. This was something, actually, this is the feature that I didn't know about. And the reason why I didn't know about it, I'm actually going to demo this for you. So we're going to go up here, and I didn't know about this feature. I don't know how I missed it, but and it's not a bad thing. I just didn't know about it. But it allows you to actually manage your forms, and it's pretty cool. So I'm going to go to my site in 365. I'm going to go to site contents for my site, and I am going to go down to the Nintex Forms app. And then in here, I'm going to actually go to Nintex Forms admin. And really cool, I can do a couple of things that I didn't even realize was possible. I can unpublish all forms. I can export all forms. I can manage the base form, which is actually a really interesting thing that you might want to look at. And I can allow application access for user profiles. User profiles, you'll hear about that a little bit later. But these 3 are really cool things. In managing the base form, what that does allows you to actually generate a particular design for your base form that starts. So when everyone opens up, there's a starting form, and there's some things that are constructed on that. You can read more information about that right there. But I didn't even know that it existed. I don't know how I missed it, but now that I know, it's like, cool, I can do some other things with it. So keep that in mind and look at that. Some of the other things that we had, that was all for 2014. We'll stop there. 2015, let's roll into it. 2015, we added mobile phone layout support rather, so that you can actually access Office 365 forms via mobile phones. So that was actually pretty cool. And we introduced a task form, and that was something that was requested by a lot of people. So we introduced that, and that gave you the ability to do tasking, similar to an on-prem world where you can do a task and you have the task form, you can design that. We brought that functionality in 365 in 2015. It seemed like so long ago. It's like, duh, we've been doing that, right? All right, 2016. Here's a few features that I think are important. 2016, we added print to PDF. Huge, yes. Ta-da. Added print to PDF. So take your form, and a lot of people, here's the thing that's kind of funny about it. So we also introduced in 2016, we also introduced the ability to, let me find my notes to make sure that I'm quoting this correctly. In 2016, no, actually in 2015, we had the base functionality of document generation released. So in 2016, people had the ability to do doc gen. But people still wanted to design. I mean, you spend that much time on a form, I guess you want to print it. I don't know why, because document generation is so much more powerful, and it's a workflow action that you can generate a PDF or a Word document that just looks a lot better. But in those cases where you need a form, you need to print it, there is a print to PDF button that's there, and it will actually generate a PDF that you can then download and print if you need to. So that functionality was released, and we've done some major bug fixes on that because there's some stuff that happened within browser support for Firefox, IE, Edge, Explorer. Those browsers, Safari I think was in there too, but definitely check out the browsers that we do support because we don't support them all, and no need to because not everybody uses them, like Edge. Who uses Edge? Just kidding. So, but anyways, we had browser support for some of those. We also changed the form type from XML to NFP. That was a huge thing because we got more control over the structure of the form. I heard a lot of people complain about this, that it broke something. I'm not really sure how because it's only an export. The behind the scenes pieces of it never changed, but it did change some of the stuff. If you're doing custom code in JavaScript with classic forms, then that was something that may have been affected. But hopefully those things have been rectified by now and fixed. But if not, definitely shoot us over, let us know if you're still having issues. If you're running Nintex and Office 365, you shouldn't be running into any of those issues anymore because, again, that was over 2 years ago. But hopefully you got those things resolved. And then another feature that we did in 2016 is we added the lookup runtime feature, and that was actually a pretty good feature that was useful for a lot of different calculations and variable controls, or not variable, but calculation and form controls where you needed to have some kind of lookup piece. So keep that in mind. All right, 2017. 2017 was a big year. It was a huge year, and it's a year that I think was unsurmountable because of some of the things that we did in one major release. So let's get into it. 2017, save and continue. The ability to save and continue a form. Why would you do that? I don't know, but it doesn't matter because people use it, right? But the ability to save and continue, if you have a form out there and you're filling it out and the form is so long that you got to go do something else, go find more information and come back and continue, you can do that with Nintex Forms. You can do that then, 2017, you can do that now, which is great, right? But maybe you should make your form smaller. Okay, I digress, but just keep that in mind. Another thing that we did was a button redirect, and that allows you, once the form is complete, you submit, you can actually redirect to a different page. This just enhances the user experience. So keep that in mind when using it, and use it if and as often as needed, but don't abuse it because just like anything with user experience, the whole point is to get the user to do the one function as quickly and as easy as possible. So don't overdo anything when it comes to designing forms, workflows, or anything of that other. Another thing we did was calculated control. We updated the crap out of that, meaning we added the functionality for a lot more runtime features and made it available so you can do a lot more things. There's a lot of stuff out there on the calculated control, and there's more updates and things coming as we continue to release and add more functions that allow you to do more things with regex, etc. So keep those in mind. But now, drum roll please, as I announced the big release that we had in 2017 after a while, and this is probably why we didn't have a big 2016 year, maybe not, don't know, but I can say that it was a huge release and a successful one as well, especially coming out for forms with everybody asking for, why can I do this with forms? And why do I have to have so many layouts? We released responsive forms. Yes, that's it. Responsive forms. I'm kidding. No, responsive forms was huge because it did a couple of things and also didn't do a couple of things. And there's two camps on this one, just as it is with almost any subject. There's two sides, but two camps on this one. The first one was, it's so much easier, faster design of form. It's great. It's awesome. The limitations on that is that you can't do custom JavaScript or CSS in there either. And those aren't bad things because not every form requires that, needs that, or should use that. So keep that in mind. It's for those forms that are really quick, that you don't really care about the overall design. You want it to have a consistency, and you can control the theme as well, the look and feel of it, but there are certain things you can't do with JavaScript and CSS. I did a video on that, so you can go check out the YouTube channel and actually check out the video that I did on responsive forms that came out in 2017. So just keep that in mind. And I hope that you're using it. If you're not using it, shame on you. You should use it for at least one or two forms. It's really cool, really fast, and it's really easy to use. All right, so let's roll into 2018. So 2018, we released a couple features that I think were really cool as of this year alone. Yes, and this year isn't even over. So that means that we have more releases to come. But all right, now, mind you, I'm excited because I did a couple of these. I worked on a couple of these and I was like, yes, they've done it. All right, user profile lookup. Number one, user profile lookup function. That was huge because it allowed us to be able to tap into the user profile similar to the way we do on-prem, and we can actually surface the user profile information right on the form. That means you can actually fill out half the user profile information details: manager, their email, their name, their display name, could be their birth date, the reason why they did this, whatever the profile properties are. If you can reference that, you know the property name, you can actually put that into a field on the form. I have a blog out there for that, so definitely take a look at that. It also comes with an importable form, meaning it's a responsive form that you can import right into Nintex for Office 365 Forms, and it will show you all the controls as well as the code or the functions that you need, the formulas rather, that you need to actually use it. So take a look at that. The next thing was form variables, and that is something that I still haven't quite gotten into yet. I've seen it, I've done it, but I'm like, I just haven't really rolled into why would I need a variable in a form quite yet, not all the time. And the reason for that is form variables are really great, but they're more for calculations. And I've seen some people do some pretty funky things with calculations. But at the same time, I'm wondering, do you really have to have all that in the form? Because isn't the point of the form to actually input data, not necessarily look at a screen and display stuff back? But hey, I digress, because to each their own. It's a designer. You can design whatever you want, and there are designs that are beautiful, and there's some designs that, man, they should not be designing workflows of forms. I'm kidding. No, but within forms, one of the things that I think is really cool is the fact that you can actually have a variable, and that variable can be reused in multiple controls. Say you want the manager, or you want a calculated control, or a number potentially carried through based on something that someone inputted earlier on, and say you have tabs and things like that. You can use the form variable to actually capture that information and reuse it within the form controls later on in the form. Really cool function, and something that if you need it, use it. Please do send over your use case if you do. I would definitely want to learn more about those. Form versioning was also just released recently, and it allows you to actually capture form versions to actually go back if you need to update and do something based on different business requirements, etc. So something that was cool there. One of the other features that I think is really cool is we actually enhanced the list lookup control. That's something that I've actually seen used several times with some major projects, and I say major meaning some pretty critical business applications using Nintex Forms, and they're using the list controls to actually pull information to be able to give users context and data as they're pulling in from separate lists. So really cool feature there. We enhanced that, as well as basic performance features to help the forms load faster and to run more efficiently. Again, that's the whole point of responsive forms. We want to eliminate the amount of custom code that you can have there, so that things don't just kind of hose up the form unnecessarily. But as with anything, we don't get everything perfect, we don't get everything right. So that being said, all the features that you heard, if you have any requests or anything, like, hey, for example, which is funny, I keep hearing this one come up, they want the ability to do a form to PDF. I still don't quite understand that one. So I'm going to put this as a small caveat. If you have that requirement, a form to PDF, and you cannot use document generation, only case I've heard this instance where I can actually understand it is if you're in on-prem, you're in a DoD, and you're in a highly secure environment, or you need to be offline, meaning you cannot reach out to the internet. I get that. Outside of that, if you're in Office 365, why do you need a form to PDF when you can use either the print to PDF function or the DocGen and actually just convert it to a document or a PDF via a workflow? Please tell me, please put that in the comments somewhere, let me know. But other than that, if you have any features, go out to user voice, please let us know, write any comments. How did you like this video? Whether notes and information useful, were they helpful, were they insightful, and did you get anything out of it? But more importantly, if you have any questions about Nintex, please do reach out. Love to help you get started on it and do more things. As a customer success manager, my role, my job is to actually just enable you, people like you, users like you, to do more with the product and the platform and to learn more about it, and we all learn together. So I enjoy it. I enjoy doing these, and I hope that this was helpful for you. Let me know, rate the video, like the video. If you don't like the video, tell me why. Don't just dislike the video, but tell me why, so I can improve and do more and do better. All right, but anyways, I hope you like this series. Definitely refer this and the workflow video to any friends or anybody that you know that's using Nintex. I'm gonna say friends and family, but that would be kind of weird. Unless your grandmother's out there doing Nintex as well, send it over to her. But anyways, I hope you like the video, and definitely take care, and shoot me over any questions if you have any comments or any ideas about other videos that you want to see related to Nintex. Definitely shoot me a note, and I will try my best to get those up there as well, so we all grow together and do more. So until next time, have a good one, and thanks for watching.